The most dangerous mistakes most traders make. I'll talk to you guys from my own opinion and experience. First of all, it's going to be chasing green candles on the day of the pump, especially after double digit gains. Secondly, it's going to be buying close to a top. In this case, it would be a Bitcoin top right now that I'm looking at first. Of course, altcoin tops will also matter. So it's very important to get a sense of where the top might be. Now, on this video here, I'm also going to be talking about some altcoin setups, which are very close to the I mean, or basically have uh, been going down for quite a while, right? It's just waiting on Bitcoin to break out from this top here. The altcoins I'll be talking about in this video will be Zebec Network, ZBCN, XRP, and Curve DAO, CRV. See what's going on in these markets since the last time I've talked about it. What are some new setups that I think you guys should be paying attention to? And some price targets, of course. Also going to be talking about some major crypto news. That's going to be mainly on Bitcoin, which affects the rest of the crypto markets. It is still the driver of this market. If it pumps, very good for the altcoins, and if it dumps, that's not good for the altcoins. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into some news first before getting into the charts. All right, so this one is by Cointelegraph. Bitcoin teases brutal short squeeze as sellers protect 108K. Yes, I think all the sellers would probably be shorting at that 109, 108 level because it is basically the top of a pattern that I've been talking to you guys about on the daily time frame. And if this pattern actually breaks out, I think that is going to basically do it for the bulls. Because the price target for Bitcoin on this pattern is about 120K. So, yeah, I would see how sellers would like to short on that top there. However, if that short, that level gets broken, the sellers are going to get liquidated, and that's going to increase buying pressure to propel Bitcoin higher, right? So yeah, I think right now it's do or die right now for Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Next one here is by Crypto Potato. Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin needs to break this level to explode to 120K, and I think it's that 109, 108K level. I will show you guys in a second the pattern that I'm seeing here and why that level is very important. Now, without getting into the details here, I mean, that's what I think it's talking about, right? I'm just reading the headline to you guys because honestly, I don't really give a shit about the headlines here. I'm just really looking at the charts, to be honest. But I know a lot of you guys might find the news to be interesting, and I find some of the news to be interesting as well. It's good to know what others think in this market, but really, I'm just really focused on what I'm seeing on the charts because that's what ultimately matters, right? Next one by Cointelegraph. Bitcoin's new all-time high now inevitable as Bitcoin price liquidity at 109K. Now that level comes up again, of course. It's basically near all-time highs, and we've tried, I think this is the third time we're trying to break all-time highs. The last time was about a month ago where it looked like it was going to go through before getting a rejection back down to 98K. So, you know, all eyes on this right now, okay? And we have a huge monthly candle close here coming for the markets today. So, very important day. All right, Crypto Potato strategy buys Bitcoin again at 49.80. Bitcoin bought at 106.8K. I think that is a pretty good level. I think I actually see what that's talking about on the charts right now. Let me point that out to you guys, okay? That's going to be very interesting. 106.8. All right, let's come back here. Now, I am getting the news from TradingView. I also, there's also traders' ideas sharing their ideas on TradingView. So if you guys are new to this market, you guys can learn from the news. You guys can learn from other traders sharing their ideas. What I use TradingView for is mainly for the charts and the indicators, right? The clarity of the charts and the indicators. I've used it for the past over 5+ years. That's how I learned technical analysis, learn how to read the charts. If you guys are new to this market and don't have TradingView, you guys are trading blind. You guys are taking huge risk, of course, right? If you guys don't have TradingView and want to sign up, I have an affiliate link in the description section below. If you guys use my link and sign up using a plan for under $20 per month, okay, you guys will make that back in a profitable trade. And of course, the education is priceless. I plan to do this for in the long term, okay? If you guys sign up using my affiliate link below, I will also get a commission, and that supports my channel. And thank you very much. Make sure to take a look. Now let's come over here to Bitcoin. Okay, very important chart here. Hourly time frame. Why is this important? Because I mentioned a rising wedge that happened. That's been charted yesterday. Okay. Looked like Bitcoin was actually trying to break out of here. That would have been very bullish to break out to the upside out of a bearish pattern. However, the bears, actually pushed this price down all the way back down to that very that level that was just mentioned for strategy. Okay, Michael Saylor's, and that basically it rebounded at 106.8K right here. Was that Michael Saylor? I mean, it would have been a really big coincidence if it wasn't. But this level right now to me seems to be a pretty strong possible bottom. Why am I saying that? Because on this hourly time frame here, look at that strength of the bounce here on the RSI. Okay, this tells me if the bears were to make a equal or a lower low on the price action chart, there is going to be a high chance of a bounce from bullish divergence. Okay, so this is why it's important, and I suspect that this is a very possible bottom, at least in the short term. Okay. Now, these are just my opinions and speculations. Okay. None of what I'm saying here in this video is financial advice. Okay. I am very bullish on the markets right now, and I have quite a bit of these coins, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, quite a bit of altcoins across the board. Okay. So, you guys should know that I'm very bullish right now, right? Now let's go ahead and let's take a look into the monthly time frame. Why is this important? Why is the monthly time frame important right now? Because we've been having bearish divergence on this monthly time frame, and if we actually end up like this in the next about 8 hours, that's going to be the highest monthly candle close. But we still have bearish divergence on this monthly time frame here, as well as in the stock market, the S&P 500 mini futures, ES1 exclamation mark, that's the symbol. However, there's been times where major breakouts happen and the monthly time frame, the bearish divergence gets invalidated. If you guys actually take a look in December 2020, if you guys been around for that long, that was a crazy major breakout where bearish divergence on that time frame gets invalidated. So could the bulls do it again? That's why it's going to be very interesting to watch. Okay, let's come over here to the daily time frame. Daily time frame here, falling wedge pattern. Okay, at the top of this pattern here, I am not doing anything. I'm not opening any positions right now because if this was the top, at least for now, this could drop quite a bit. Okay. Um. So I am waiting for Bitcoin to break out. Okay, at least break out of maybe 112K here. That was almost the previous top before starting to consider opening more positions. Okay, but right now I'm not doing anything right now because this could be a potential top. Okay, I mean I'm bullish, but I also have to be realistic and think in terms of probabilities. Yeah, because this could be a higher probability that it's going to break out, but just the lower end there, just the smaller probability that this could still drop back down. That is kind of putting me off a little bit. Okay, and that is, I think that's one of the mistakes I used to make, right? Where it looks bullish, but it's actually near a top, and I open positions, and I get a dump, right? All right, let's go. Let's go over here to altcoins. All right, what are we looking at here? We're going to be looking at Zebec Network first. I have Zebec Network on leverage since back in where it was at about 0.42 cents. Okay. So right now, I am keeping my leverage positions well buffered. Okay, because if Bitcoin dumps, it's going to take some funds to keep my leverage positions well buffered. Right now, Zebec Network ZBCN still running within this falling wedge pattern. Okay, I talked about it. If it actually breaks out by tomorrow, I mean that's it's a possible scenario. And if it doesn't, I will put this measurement down along this upper trend line here. If this falling wedge still keeps intact, falling wedges tend to break to the upside. There's still a chance that it breaks to the downside. Now, if it breaks to the upside and by tomorrow we have a price target of about 0.65 cents, Zebec Network. Okay, price targets are estimates only. There could be, it could be more, it could be less. If it actually reaches that price target, what I would do is I would chart the consolidation pattern if it consolidates at that price level and see if it would get a price target of continuation or will it pull back from there. If you guys want to see more of ZBCN, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, letting me know you guys want to see more of this. Or if you guys want to see any other altcoins, you guys can leave it in the comment section below as well. I'll pick one of you guys to do one every day. Now, on the daily time frame here, we are also seeing possible uh, bullish divergence. Of course, it's going to depend on how this daily candle close. Okay, it could be invalidated as well. Now, bullish divergence usually means a reversal to the upside. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing. Seeing for ZBCN. Let's take a look into XRP. What has gone on for XRP since the last time? This is going to be an interesting chart here. Let me show you guys why. Okay, daily time frame. XRP broke out of this falling wedge pattern. Price target for XRP here is going to be about $4. Okay, since it broke out, it looked like it formed some type of a head and shoulders pattern, which is usually bearish. Now, one of my viewers asked me what was the confirmation of a breakdown of that head and shoulders pattern. I said it was about $2.05. Well, XRP did confirm a breakdown of that head and shoulders pattern, but the bulls bought it right back up. This is a classic bear trap where the price action ends back within this pattern. I just want to say that this is actually a very bullish pattern here because the bears try to break down from this pattern, but it was a trap. and it just ends right back into the pattern here. So right now, I am still looking at a price target of about that $4 price target is still valid. Not to mention that XRP actually bounced off this top trend line again, validating this breakout of this falling wedge pattern. But in my opinion, everything is still waiting on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dumps, not going to be good. All right, let's come over here to Curve Dow. See what's going on in this market here. All right, Curve Dow broke out of this falling wedge quite some time ago. April 9th. Price target is about $1.15 for CRV. Since it broke down, it's been trying to get above some of these moving averages on the daily time frame. It's still below all of them here, right? And since then, it has actually formed a smaller falling wedge. That's how I get more clarity on where the price action could be going, by zooming into a smaller time frame, see what is going on there. Is it still running towards its target? Does it still have a higher probability it would run towards its target? Well, in this case, yes, because you have a falling wedge, which usually it has a higher probability of breaking to the upside. Now, price target out of this falling wedge pattern, as the smaller one, is about 81 cents. That's still pretty big for a big coin like CRV. Okay, it is a top 100 by market cap coin. So, and also possible bullish divergence scenario again, right? Even if this daily candle drops a little bit more. Now, that's basically what I'm seeing for these altcoins. Let me know if you guys want to see any more of them again, or any other altcoins. And that's basically it for today. I mean, it's going to be a huge monthly candle close. Let's see what happens. Regardless, I think it's going to be pretty crazy, either to the upside or downside, which I think is less likely. Okay, so that basically wraps up for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.